Okay, guys, let's find out. How many beers does it take to UV map a house? Starting with one. All right. Um, so I don't really know what you've got going on here. You got some stuff that kind of looks like you might be making progress. That's actually, you know what? Oh, and there we go. My monitor died for a second there. There we go. Okay. So it looks like you've got some shells that are sort of starting to make sense. This one is obviously exploded, or actually rather imploded. So some of these look like they're sort of making sense to some extent, although you need to chop some things out. So it looks like you're projecting shells. Now something you should do that might make your life a little easier is when you make these shells, when you make these UV shells, and you know, let me also do this. Let me make my life easier here too. Let me make sure that I have my shift right click polygon display, and I want to make sure toggle texture borders is on. I want to make sure I'm seeing my seams. I think it's good now. I think it's showing the seams as white. Okay, anyways, yeah. So, I'll tell you what I'll do instead. Instead of trying to figure out what you're doing right or what you're doing wrong, let me just start from scratch and do it as if I was going to do it myself. So you guys get the benefit of seeing sort of my methods. Okay, so first of all, probably start by doing this. Maybe grabbing this whole panel here. Actually, is this, I wonder if this is, no, it's all one piece, right? Yeah. I think it's all stitched together. Okay, cool. So, and I'm gonna, you'll see me toggling in and out of X-ray mode. Again, X-ray mode, I've talked about this in my other videos. X-ray mode is really useful for making selections and double checking your selections. So I'm gonna select that entire panel. I'm gonna project a map. And this is on the X. So that's on the X-axis. All right, cool. So that's one panel. And then I'm going to go ahead and select this panel as well. And I'll probably just go ahead and get this entire thing. I think, yep, I could probably go here too. These don't seem to have any issue with, like they don't change in direction. They're just still flat. So I'll just go ahead and project that entire thing. But notice I'm not getting the windows themselves. I want to leave those out of this selection. And I'm gonna go ahead and project a map here as well. Let's see, and this one's going to be on the Z. So again, I'm projecting these maps and I'm ripping them off into areas, right? I'm shoving them aside so that they're sort of spaced out, because I just want to make it easier to select these things to be able to work with them later. Actually, you know what I should have done is I should have included this whole chunk. Yeah, you know what? I'll do this part over. So this will be easy though. So now that I've got this shell, this is kind of useful. I can select the whole shell using shell mode, and I can select the shell, and then I can just add. Oops. Aha. So now I want to go to face mode actually. Then I want to select these, because these should actually map just fine. So now what I'm going to do is actually project a map on the X. Again, mapping, planar X. And I want that entire, this entire panel here, from the top to the bottom. And I'll do the same here. I think this should be fine here as well. I'll just go and kind of reselect this. In fact, I can just do it here, since that shell is sort of off to a side. But I also want to get all of this as well. So this whole, like, wall, this whole area. I'm going to leave this. This is where it starts to change direction right here. So because this is starting to change direction, it's going to cause issues with the UVs. It's going to need seams. And so I'd rather just leave it off, and I'll actually make that a part of the door shell. I'll have the shell be its own door. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and project a map. So mapping, and in this case, planar Z. And now this is its own shell. And I'm not going to even do the unfolds yet. I do need to do unfolds because right now there's probably still going to be some distortion on some of these. I'm just not going to do the. I'm just going to go ahead and wait and do the unfolds later. Once I've kind of created the shells I want to do. Because right now there's just so much of a mess here. There's so much craziness that I'm going to clean it up by projecting shells to kind of give myself a better starting point. So I'm just going to grab these. And as soon as I got those, I think we're good. Just double check my selection with the X-ray mode real quick. And again, I'm going to project a map, this time on the X, and sort of scoot that off to the side. Or did I already do that one? Yeah, okay, now we're good. Oh, there it is. It's over there. Okay, so now I have all of those sides. And did I get this side? Let's see. No, I don't think I did. Yeah, okay. So let me select these and project a map this way. Okay, and then mapping, and then again on the Z. Bam. Now that's a shell. Okay, so now I've got a bunch of solid good shells that are ready to go. I haven't touched the roof yet. I haven't touched the windows. Let's do the windows next. Let's just go sort of in that order. So the windows are going to be easy to select. I'll select the middle one and then just grow selection a few times. I think one more. There we go. I'll grow selections a few times. You know what? Screw it. Let's do all of them at once. Let's just be super efficient. So I'm just going to select the middle of each one of those and then grow selection, grow selection, grow selection. And now I've got all of the windows selected, at least on this side of the wall. And then mapping, planar map Z. All right, cool. So I'll just scoot those off to the side. I am going to need to cut seams on those. I can tell because if I zoom in on this, there's a bunch of changes of surface direction. Changes direction here, changes direction here, and it sort of makes multiple changes in direction. And then, it changes in directions this way and this way, which means, yes, I'm going to need some seams there. But I'll come back to that later. I just want to get the shells created first. And I don't always do that. Sometimes I create shells and then unfold them, create shells and then unfold them. Sometimes I create shells and then unfold them, create shells and then unfold them, and go in that order. Sometimes I just, I don't know, you never know. Sometimes I just go in order where I create all the shells first, or some of the shells. It's hard to say. Okay, so far so good. Most of the main house is basically done. Oh, I didn't do the door yet. Let's do the door. Okay, so I'll just marquee select, and then make sure I deselect anything that got selected back there. All right, and then make sure. Okay, cool. Actually, I can do grow selection again. So grow selection, and then mapping on the Z, planar map Z. Bam. Okay, cool. So I still have a lot of seams to cut, but the shells are sort of coming together now. Now let's just tackle the roof. I'm trying to think. Let's see. What's the easiest way to select this? Good question, Iguana. Let's see. You know what? Let me start. Oh, I have an idea. Let's start at the top and do that. And then maybe, hold on. Let me turn off my colors for a minute. Then grow selection. Grow selection. Yeah, I'm getting there. Okay, let's grow selection again. Is this all one? No, okay. I lied. Okay, you know what? Oh, that's probably actually the easiest way. So I'll just, you know what I'll do? I'll just do this. I'll marquee select the entire thing. And then I'll deselect the stuff here and here. Deselect, 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 deselect. And all right, turn off X-ray mode for a second. Deselect, deselect, deselect. Okay, cool. So, oh crap, I accidentally deselected some of this. Okay, let's just manually stitch it back in. Control Shift click, Control Shift click, Control Shift click, Control Shift click. Sometimes making the selection is the the most tedious part. That's sometimes it takes a minute. Okay, but let's just project down on the Y. Because it is angular, but mainly it kind of, you know, faces the Y. So we got that now. We got a face here. There's still a couple random faces chilling there. Oh, I wonder if those are the other windows. I think I forgot to do those other windows, didn't I? Aha. Maybe that's what those are. Yep. All right. I forgot to do the other windows. Okay, let's get the other windows. Grow selection, grow selection. And I think that's... Nope, one more. Grow selection. Okay, cool. And this is on the Z. Mapping planar Z. Cool. Everything is in nice clean shells now. The roof is going to need some... definitely some cuts. It's going to probably end up being a few shells. Or at least a couple shells, maybe. But at least it's, you know, it's out there now and it's ready to sort of cut up and start doing stuff with. And again, now you can see, I believe this is in 2018. Now it's color coding it, so now you see that the white edges are the seams. The white edges are showing the seams, where the texture seams are. Oh, and it does just toggle on and off like this now. Well, that's cool. All right, so yeah, the white edges are the seams, which is awesome because I can see the seams right here. So I've got to do some unfolding, and then I might do some moving and sewing. I do have to do some cutting. But let's just dive in. Let's just dive in. I'll leave the roof for last because I think that's going to be a few more cuts and shells. So I'll leave that for last and see if I can get the rest of this sorted first. So I'm going to turn my colors back on. Oops, not those colors. These colors. And I'm going to go to the unfold options. And I'm going to go to... and so again, where this is... Let me bring back my other window. No, you know what? I'm just going to teach you the marking menu way, because that's what I usually do anyway. And it's if you use the marking menus, you don't have to worry about where the button is, because it's just wherever you click, as long as you know. So in this case, shift right click. So I went to UV mode, grabbed the UVs of this particular shell. I'm going to shift right click, unfold, and then I'm going to go to the unfold options, which opens this dialog box. And this dialog box, there's a couple ways you could do it. You could try the Unfold 3D. Unfold 3D is the Maya's new great way to unfold, and to be honest, it's been really terrible up until I think right now. I think the 2018 version of Maya that I'm using right now seems to actually do at least, let's put it this way, it's doing a better job than it used to. It still fails sometimes, but I've got this iterations 3 turned on. I've turned up to 3. 1 might do it just fine, but I figure I'll turn it up to 3 and give it a few chances to screw it up or get it right. Anyways, and that might work. Let's see where it is over here. Okay, so this is this side. Let's see what it gives us. Here's the checkers. Now the checkers I have, by the way, changed. If you go to the texture, let's see, what was it? Image. Where did I do this? I did this the other day, and I think I did it in a video that you can see on you know, I don't want to dig for it too much. Anyways, it's in there somewhere. But I was able to change the checkers back to the colorful checkers. The colorful checkers are a little bit better because they show distortion better, and like it kind of helps you to see the different areas and stuff. So I would like to actually get an even better one. I would love to be able to load custom checker patterns in here. I'm going to try to do some research and see if that's even possible, because that'd be awesome. Because checkers by themselves are not perfect, but whatever. Yeah, okay, so let's check out what happens. If I do the Unfold 3D, okay, gives me nice clean checkers. It is actually good distortion-wise. It kind of rotates it funny a little, like it's kind of annoying, like, oh, I have to like kind of rotate it back, and that's not that big of a deal, but it's kind of annoying. Anyways, there's another window that I was looking for over here that I was wondering if I could bring it back easily. Anyways, doesn't matter. Okay, so no big deal. But now I have nice clean checkers. This is now unfolded. This is good distortion. This is a usable, paintable thing. And And then I can grab the next shell, and let's watch the checkers. So this is this section. It looks almost pretty good already, except for down here. That's bad, right? So I do need to unfold this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do I'll give Maya a chance. I'll do the unfold 3D. Okay, unfold 3D actually did it right. It gave me decent distortion all the way around. So that shell's now good to go. This shell is, it's not only, this shell not only has distortion, it's also inverted. Because it's red, it's showing up red, that means it's flipped. Okay, it's actually not that big of a deal sometimes. It depends on what you're doing with it. But yeah, if you can avoid it, then you might as well. So I'm going to hit unfold and bam. Now again, we have nice clean checkers, but don't ask me why it decided to rotate the whole thing kind of sideways like that. It's really kind of stupid. It's not that hard to fix. I can just rotate it back and, now it's fine. It's not perfect though. That's the thing, is it's not perfect, and it kind of annoys me that it does that. I did notice that there was a new tool that had like align UVs. No, there was a new tool I tried the other day and it actually kind of worked. Straighten, maybe. Straighten shell. That works. That's cool. So yeah, so check it out. I just went shift right click, straighten shell, and bam, now it's straight up and down. Cool. Cheers. Okay. So far so good. What else? What other shells do we need? Okay, this shell needs to be unfolded, so grab the shell, apply, unfold. And once again, it orients it funny, but again, I can just rotate it, and then apparently I can just straighten shell. Oh, nope, that one didn't work. So Maya is, I guess, still pretty lame. Let's try that again. Let's try it again. Give it one more try. Nope, it's retarded. Okay. I don't know. Straighten UVs? Nope, that's not good. All right, I give up. So maybe there's a way to sort of make that behave better. Straighten UV, straighten border. UV, angle. Pretty. I don't know. I give up. I don't know. Anyways, it's fun to experiment with the new tools and see what they can do. It seemed to work fine on the other one, but whatever. Okay. And it doesn't matter if it's perfectly straight. It's not that big of a deal. I just like to see them straight because it makes me feel better. Now these guys, okay, so I think we've got all the main shells, except for the roof, of course. I'm kind of leaving that for later. What is this one? F key. Oh, okay, that's those windows. Okay, now these are going to require some seams. And I'll tell you exactly where they're going to need, seams. I can tell you right now, I know where seams are going to be needed. It's going to be here. On these little corners right here, they're going to need seams right there. Otherwise, it's going to freak out. Actually, probably an easy way to do it is just do this. I can actually select the whole model, and then in edge mode, just selecting the whole shell right here. Then Control deselect, and then Control deselect, and Control deselect, and that should actually give me exactly these corners. And then I can just go shift right click, cut. And bam, it cut those corners. Now, if I go to unfold and I grab the shells and I do the unfold, which is again unfold, shift right click, unfold, options, unfold 3D, bam. And that's exactly what I would expect it to look like. Let's check the checkers though. Cool. Nice clean checkers all the way around on both windows. Yeah, it rotated them a little funny, but it doesn't matter because I might end up rotating these later anyways, to fit them into the 0 to 1 space. So I'm not going to even bother to fix the rotation. I'll just leave them alone. But getting rid of the distortion is the important part. Oh, and that's right. Come to think of it, you guys aren't being asked to do the layout anyways. So all you got to do is get rid of distortion. And create shells that make sense. Okay, so a couple more windows, a few more windows actually. Let me turn off my checkers so I can see better. Go to edge mode, and I'll just do the same process. I'll add. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. I want to do this. Select everything, then deselect, 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 select. Okay, then cut. Bam. And now I'll just unfold all of these. So once again, I've got the Unfold 3D. Bam, unfold. Unfold 3D is doing better, I have to admit. Good for you, Maya. Maya actually has come through a little bit, and it's not failing as bad as usual. So we're looking pretty good here. I mean, look at this. If I turn on the checkers, there's pretty nice checkers all the way around. Oh, yeah, those are good too. They're just small. That's fine. Scaling is something we'll come back to. Oh. See? Cat can't handle my sneezes. Anyways. Okay, so here we go. The door. Let's get the door. So we've got the shell, which is right here. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're going to need some seams there too. Let's see. Let's see if we can do the same kind of smart decision-making process. Let's just go to edge mode and grab everything and then deselect all that. Because I'm going to need seams right here. Oh, yeah, okay, watch. So deselect, deselect, deselect. Oh, whoops. There you go. Deselect, deselect. Bam, now cut. There it is. We got the seams where we need them. Now, some of these actually might not need to be seams, but let's unfold and find out. Bam. Yeah. So these, okay, now you can tell if you really need a seam. You can tell if you really need a seam. If you cut a seam and it spreads out quite a bit when you do an unfold, there was definitely a seam that needed to be here. When it doesn't spread out quite as much, it's kind of iffy. You might not need a seam there. Like right here, right here. I could probably move and sew those. So again, I grab those and then move and sew. Maybe even here, like I could maybe try sewing these. But if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna move and sew, you have to unfold again. So let me try unfolding again. Yeah. Let's check our checkers because that's the all important final say, right? Now I am noticing that when I did move and sew these up here, it introduced a little bit of distortion here. But I don't think it's terrible, and it's probably within reasonable bounds. But I could undo. I could just go back and just leave it like this. You know, those seams aren't so bad, and having those seams there does get rid of the distortion. So it's one of those trade-offs. You know, it's not, you don't want a ton of seams everywhere because that's not good. But at the same time, if cutting the seam gets rid of the distortion, depends on how much distortion there is and how bad the seams are. So it's a bit of a balancing act there. But this is now good to go. That door is now good. And now we're just down to the roof, which I said before is kind of maybe going to be a little trickier. Depends on how, you know, I have to decide what I want to do. It wouldn't be nearly so bad or so hard to work with if it didn't have these little things, these little bits that are shooting out of it. That just makes it more challenging. Not impossible, it just makes me have to make some decisions. Let's start by making it really easy on ourselves. Let's take the whole top of the roof sort of as its own piece. So I'm gonna start selecting some edges. I'm gonna try to get this whole border. Let me turn off the checkers so you can see what I'm selecting better. Turn off that for a second. So I'm selecting all the way around the top of the roof. And if I can double click to get an edge loop, I'll double click. Some of these aren't gonna be double clickable because the edge loop doesn't go very far. Like right here, of course, this edge loop is just that edge. And then right here, okay, cool. So I'm just gonna start trying to cut these seams all the way around the top of the roof. And I might stitch some of them back together. I haven't decided yet, but it's good to just start cutting it and trying things, and don't waste time trying to overthink it. Just try to cut some stuff, and if you cut it, it doesn't work out, just start over, reproject a new shell, or just resew them back together, and then try cutting it a different way and see if you can get a better result. All right, I think we're almost Almost there. All right, cool. Cut. Bam. Now, because I cut, oops, I missed one. Aha. Bam, got it. All right, cut. Now, because I cut all the way around, that should have given me a new shell. So I should have cut a shell. Nope. Okay, so I must have missed another spot. So if I cut all the way around to where it's like a continuous edge that's cut all the way around, it should give me, oh, so yeah, this one didn't cut still. All right. Now it looks cut. Still not. Okay, so something is still not cut. So I'm just gonna zoom around, double check that white line where my seam is. Goes all the way around. Oh, here, missed one right here. Got it. Okay, cut. Now let's try shell mode. And there it is. Now I've cut this shell apart. This is now a unique separate shell. Now this one should unfold just fine because it travels like this across like this, and it's only changing directions. It's only changing directions in one axis. When you change directions in two axes, that's when you start to, shells start to freak out, and you need seams, otherwise things implode or freak out. So because this is only changing directions on this axis, literally like around the, like it's going around the X, right? So it unwraps along the Z. So I can just grab the shell and unfold it, and it should unfold nicely. So let's just check. Let's turn on our colors and turn on our checkers and hit apply. Boop. Yeah, so that works. It gives me nice clean checkers across the top. And yeah, that's good. That's perfectly acceptable. It's pretty nice clean checkers. The shell looks pretty much like I would expect it to. The only thing we have to worry about now is the sides and the underside. So which we'll get to right now. Not even halfway done with my beer. Okay, so what could we do here? And just so you guys know, I've never seen this model before in my life. I've seen you guys working on it. I've seen the videos of it, but I've never downloaded it, aside from grading your stuff, obviously. So I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm literally just improvising as I go. I'm doing this as if I had just been handed a model from somebody else. Normally, you make your own models, right? You make your model and then you UV map it. In which case, I would know everything about the model because I made it. But this is my first time seeing this model, so I'm kind of doing it just like you guys, where I didn't make this one, and I'm literally trying to figure out, okay, how do I do it? So I'm making, you're watching me make decisions as I go. Okay, so what have we got? So we've got these. These are the other faces. So what do I want to do with them? Again, these little bits that jut out here are kind of the iffy. Oh, okay, I have an idea. Maybe not the best idea. We'll see. You never know. There's no right or wrong ideas, by the way. Okay, no, I take it back. There's multiple right and multiple wrong ideas. So it all comes down to, does it achieve what you need it to achieve, and does it cause distortion? As long as it doesn't cause distortion, there's multiple right ideas. Sometimes it just depends on what strategy you want to use. Let's do this. Let's go select the underside. Maybe just like this. And then, you know what? I'm not going to go all the way around. I'm going to make this into little strips. So I'm going to go ahead and, you know what I could do? I could just cut the seams. Yeah, let's just do that. It might be easier. I'm just going to cut the seam here. And let's see. Let's just say here. And then we have to cut it. Actually, we're going to need to cut it. Okay, hold on. So I need to cut here, 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 here. Just sort of go along the edges here. And then pick one of these going this way right here. And I'll cut. And that should create a shell there. I can go to shell mode, and there it is. I got that shell. Now that shell by itself, I can unfold probably pretty nicely. And that is now good to go. If I look at the checkers, sure enough, nice clean checkers, good to go. And again, I may stitch this onto something later just to make it easier to, have it, a part of another shell. But I don't necessarily have to. I want to make that clear. This is something that I wish I had learned a while ago. Some teachers are going to encourage you to always stitch all your shells together as much as you can. And sometimes that's valid, but sometimes it just makes laying out the UVs in the 0 to 1 space really, really awkward. If you make a shell that's super awkward, it's really hard to place it in the 0 to 1 space, and then it ends up being less good than you think. Because you're like, oh, well, I'm getting rid of a seam. You might be getting rid of a seam, but if it's so hard to place the damn shell that you can't figure out how to place it, good, then you have big gaps in your texture map anyways. And that's worse than if you just had another seam or two. All right, so anyways, I'm just gonna keep going with this. Turn off my checkers for a minute. This is now going to rip off and be a shell as well. Let's just go here. Actually, let's be consistent. Let's go here. And I can always sew it back on if I want. Okay, so let me cut right there. Shell mode. That's now its own shell. And we're also missing the sides here. The sides we're gonna have to figure out in a bit. But so far we're getting this sort of ironed out for now. Unfold. All right, now that should be nice, clean checkers. And again, we'll figure out where we want to put it in a minute. Okay, now again, I can just keep going with the same sort of pattern. I'm upside down. There we go. And I'll just kind of continue on cutting along here. And again, on this side, I think what I'll do is go this way, this way, this way, and then this way. And then cut. And then that will rip off another shell for me, which I can then unfold. Bam, good to go. Oops, did I go crazy on that one? No, it's fine. Okay, cool. And I think we're down to, let's see, what else? Yeah, we still got these to go. So let's just keep going with it. Let's go to edge mode. And here. And then this is going to go, yeah, okay, so here. Cut. Go to UV shell mode. Scoot it over. Unfold it. Bam, good to go. Okay, and now we're down to this. Cut. UV shell. Scoot it over. And unfold. Done. Okay. I know this is kind of getting tedious because I'm doing really repetitive stuff, but that's UV mapping. So, and at least I have beer. And I have usually I have music too. Music helps a lot, but I'm trying to record this video and I didn't feel like putting my headphones on. And at least it's raining. At least got the sound of the rain. which is sort of enjoyable. All right. There we go. Cool. So now we have the underside of the roof kind of at least unfolded. And I could probably stitch it on somewhere. I haven't decided where I want to or what I want to do with that yet, but I can. I'll probably, I think this side, I'll probably just stitch it to the underside here. So let's see. Yeah, I think I will do that here. What I'll do is I'll cut right here, and then I will cut right here, and then I'm going to go to shell mode and see if I can grab the shell here. Yep. Aha, sweet. So I can actually unfold that just like it is right now. That gives it so that it won't be all kind of messed up. And then what I could do is stitch it back on. I can stitch it here. So I can grab that and then move and sew. And that will sew it on there. And then I can sew this. And I should be able to. Okay, there's a seam there. Seam there. I think I should. Yeah, okay. So what I should do is grab this and move and sew. And that puts it here on the roof. Yeah, so that puts it there on the roof. Now I need to unfold this again. And there it goes. So now this is all like the roof, basically the shell, the way the shell works is the roof comes and it folds in under itself like this. But again, it's still only changing directions in one axis. And then there's this seam here, which is created by this sort of piece here, which I could have sewn somewhere else, but I think what I'll do is I'll sew it onto these, or onto these. Okay, but again, that's the next decision I have to make. But first, let me do this other side first. So again, let me cut here and cut here, and then let me go in and edge mode and then sew. Okay, move and sew, and that's gonna probably come. Yep, it's gonna come up here. Now it looks kind of funky. It's all messed up right now because I didn't unfold it first. That's fine. It doesn't matter. I can, as soon as I do the unfold, it should fix itself. And again, move and sew here, and again, it's all funky. But all I got to do is grab the shell again, do the unfold, and it's fixed. It's back to good, and you have nice clean checkers, and it just sort of folds in under itself, and everything looks nice and pretty. So that's good. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's really starting to look okay. I'm making some strategic decisions. Let's see. So basically, it's just these sides here now. Now, again, these sides are the kind of annoying ones because there's so many things jutting out and kind of, I don't know, more complex shapes. So where do I put these shapes? Well, I can stitch them to the roof, the top of the roof, or I can stitch them to the bottom of the roof. What I'm going to do, I don't know yet. It depends. I might do both. I might do some of each, and that's very likely what I'll do. So let's find out. First of all, those are over here. So I think what I'm going to do is cut it. Like I'll cut this right here. Oops. I'll cut that right there. And maybe I'll stitch this side to the top of the roof. Move and sew. And then unfold again. So check that it worked. Oops. Which it did. So now, see what that is now that's over here, right? Although I think I can... Oh, I see. Okay, I see what's happening. And that actually works. It's fine. It's a little close. It's a little bit close, but it's fine. So what it is like, again, this tab right here it's like a little tab, like a little flap of cardboard. This tab sort of is coming off of there. And then this one is sort of unfolding from here. And they're right next to each other, but it seems okay because they're not overlapping. If they were overlapping, it'd be a problem, but they're not. So I'll do the same here. I will cut here, and then also cut here. And when I cut at those places, it allows me to grab these two edges and move and sew. Which again requires me to then unfold again. And when I unfold again, now that sort of shifts out like that. Which again is good. And let me just double check the checkers. Always got to make sure you're not introducing distortion. If you do an unfold and you have distortion, okay, maybe you have to undo a bit or recut something because maybe you made a decision that's sort of messing with it. But so far we're doing pretty good. I think distortion wise it's looking pretty clean, so I'm happy. Now over here, I skipped this little chunk right here. Over here I'm gonna put this onto the lower portion of it. So what I want to do now instead is actually move and sew this one. So I'm gonna move and sew that edge. Oh, but I need to cut first? No, let's find out. Move and sew. And then that is on... wait. Let's see. Where is that other piece? Oh, it's over there. Okay, I see. Okay, so move and sew, and that's going to bring that over here. So move and sew, and that brings it over here. So over here, I need to go in here and unfold. And there it is. There it is. So see, now you can kind of see what this is. If this was cardboard, you imagine that this is like a cardboard box. This flap sort of folds in this way, and then there's two little side flaps that go out like a cardboard box, like a cereal box or something, right? So it's unfolding this way, and then these two little flaps are on the edges, and then it gives you this result. And let's just double check the checkers, and yeah. Now the checkers right in this little corner area are going to be hard to really read because the checkers aren't really small enough. It's going to be a little tricky. I think it's fine though. It's kind of hard to see. I could scale it if I really want to double check the checkers. If scaling the checkers or scaling the shell up kind of allows you to see the checkers better because they're easier size to see, and it looks good. Yeah, so that is appropriate then, I guess. All right, and again, I'll rescale the shells later during the layout process. Okay, so now here, again, let's see. Oh, this is you know what? I'll attach it to the top. I think, yeah. Let's try that. Let's attach it to the top. So let's actually move and sew right here, but let's make sure that it's got seams where it needs to have seams. I think, yeah, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut a seam here, and I'm going to cut a seam here. No, I'll leave that one there. Okay, so I'll move and sew this one, and I'll leave that there. So move and sew, which put that over here, right, on this shell. So I'll go ahead and re-unfold this shell. And voila. Let's see oops, face mode. Okay, yeah, so that's that, right? And again, this got a little sketchy. That was a little bit iffy. That was a little close. It unfolded. But, it seems fine. Because this little flap came out, and it almost came out and butted into that one. And actually it looks like there's a little distortion there. So maybe that is a bad idea. So let's let's not do that then. Because that seems to be not giving me the best of results. There's a little distortion there. Okay, so that was a bad idea. So let's just cut this off. We don't need to cut it off there. Let's cut it off here. So I'll cut that, and I'll just move and sew it on this side, which then pulls it over to this other shell, right? Was it that shell? I believe so, yeah. So now it pulls over to that shell. Now this shell I have to unfold again. And that gives me better results in terms of distortion. And again, nothing's overlapping. Nothing's even close to overlapping. Better distortion. So if you stitch it to one side and it gives you weird distortion or bad results, okay, cut it off and stitch it somewhere else. Okay, so So far, so good. Okay, now this chunk here, actually this one, probably stitch this on. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna stitch it right here. I'll cut right here, and I'll sew it right here, and then I'll re-unfold this shell. In fact, I can do it in shell mode. I just discovered that the other day. So okay, yeah, bam, there it goes, nicely unfolded. Doing that, stitching it onto here, it works, and it saves me from having to like have a hassle with this side, with this little chunk. So, okay, let's see what we can do here. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it really is like a jigsaw puzzle, but like a jigsaw puzzle that you can actually cut, you know, which is crazy. Crazy. Okay, what have I got left? Let me see what I can do here. I think, okay, first of all, let's just cut. Well, this is already kind of on its own. I think I need to cut here. I think I need to cut this edge here, because I want to stitch maybe a small part of it to the roof, and then the other part. Let's cut here, and then let's stitch. Let's stitch this right here. Let's move and sew there. And re-unfold the shell. So now this little tab here is a part of the roof. I believe that's, yeah, so that's basically right here. And that works. That's doable. But that means I'm probably not going to want to stitch. Where am I? I don't know. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens if I stitch this on here. Let me cut right here, because I know I'll probably need to cut there. And let's try moving and sewing this piece on here, and then re-unfolding. So that works right here, but it's causing an issue right there. Or at least, yeah, it's pretty iffy right there. So maybe that's not the best solution. So let's undo that, and let's move and sew it. Instead of moving and sewing it there, let's move and sew it here. Ah, I knew that was gonna happen. So I need to recut that. There we go. All right, bam. Now that again, that is going to this other shell, which is, oops, right here. There we go. All right, so this is going here now to this shell. So let me unfold that, and there it is. Bam. Okay, and that gives some decent results there. So you see kind of what the strategy here is, these kind of fold down this way, and now this folds up this way. So that's giving me results that are sort of usable there. Now we have to sort of deal with this on this side. Let me cut this off. Cut that off and try sewing it here, which again is on the roof, right? And the roof's over here. So the roof's over here, so I need to unfold the roof again and just check out how that worked. Okay, yeah, that might work. Let me see the checkers. I don't know. Let me see. Let me scale up the shell so the checkers are easier to look at. Just because it makes them easier to sort of see. Yeah, I'm getting some funky results on those checkers there. I think I'm... Oh, you know what? I know why. Because I need to cut a seam here and cut a seam here. That's why. Alright, now watch it if I unfold. Yep, see? I unfold now. Nice, clean checkers. Because I needed a seam because this needed to... oops, well, hold on. Oh, okay. I need to resew it here. That's why. Resew there. Move and sew. Let's go re-unfold. That's what I was looking for. Oh, whoa, wait. Distortion again. Well, now it could be the Unfold 3D isn't doing its job on this one. Let's see. Let's turn off the checkers for a minute. Let's analyze this shape. So if we've got a seam there, That should unfold fine. Should unfold fine. So this should actually give me good results. These are kind of spreading out in a weird way though. So I'm not really happy with that. Let's try the Legacy. Oh wow, Legacy looks way nicer. Like it's way straighter. Let's see if the checkers are good. Holy crap. Yeah, the Legacy gave me a much better result. Alright. Well, alright, screw the Unfold 3D then. I thought it was giving me okay results, but this is definitely way better. Like, this is exactly what I would expect it to look like in terms of this sort of layout right here for that. So that's much better. Alright, we'll stick with that for a little while. So again, it's good to try both. Maybe you try Unfold 3D and it gives you okay results. Maybe you switch to Legacy and it gives you better results. I don't know. Just keep trying stuff. Okay. Now let's see. Let's go back to our checkers and see where we're at. Our shells. I think we still need to get more of this sort of stitched. Yeah. Okay. So that still needs to be stitched somewhere. So like this, this I'll cut here. And now I just need to decide where to stitch it to, the bottom or the top. I think the bottom. Let's try that. Moving so. And then, which, you know what, let's just go here. Oops, shell mode. Okay, unfold, bam. There we go, cool. And then here again, I will click here. Actually, no. Let's just move, okay, let's move in so here first. Let's stitch this to the top. Moving so. And I think that should give me, if I unfold the top again. Yeah, okay, cool. I'll take it. So I just sewed, again, I just sewed the this piece here to that, and it just unfolds with kind of like a flap scenario. Oh wait, hold on. Although, did I cut? Oh, I should have cut there first. Haha. Yeah, because it's stitched this whole chunk on there. Actually, that's not terrible. It's not great though. Let me just cut that off. Well, and the rest of it actually is pretty straight. But this, the rest of it here, I will probably just stitch to the bottom. Moving so. There we go. And go to shell mode. Oops. Yeah, oh, there we go. Shell mode. And unfold. And check the checkers. Bam. So, I know I'm going kind of fast. I just wanted to see how much of this I could do in one beer. Still not done with the beer. But again, you can always pause, rewind, slow it down. And hopefully you're getting an idea. A lot of this is repetitive too. It's like I'm doing the same things over and over. And you're always welcome to watch my my other YouTube videos, which I go through this process on. I just put up a new one the other day about UV mapping some potted plants. We still got some more to do. I'm almost done though. Almost done. What else is left? I think it's this other side, right? Right. Yeah. So again, this side. Oh, this side has way less little protrusions and stuff. This will go a little fast. Oh wait, no, there. Oh, there they are. Haha, I just didn't rotate the camera enough. Couldn't see them. Okay, let me just try to get some of this done. Let me cut. Moving so. Grab the shell, unfold it. And then here, again, I will take this. Let's see, let me cut this first. Moving so this. Let me move in moving so. Let me go see. Cut. And then moving so. I think I did it that way for this one. Let's see. Yeah, that seems right. Okay, cool. So that's a shell. And then that's a shell. All right, and then let's see. Right here. I think I want to do it on the bottom actually, because that was on the top, right? So let's grab this, moving so. Oops. Shell mode, shell mode. Okay. Oh crap. I forgot to cut. Cut. Yeah, that's better. I think. Yeah, there we go. Fold. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit of funkiness there. Oh, that's why, because that shell got scooted over there. That's why. No big deal. All right, cool. I'm almost done, though. And it hasn't even taken me that long. And I'm trying to talk to you guys at the same time. Luckily, my cat hasn't been driving me nuts. Sometimes my cat tries to drive me nuts, and it takes forever to get videos made. Okay, let's see. So this one, let's see. Let's just cut edge mode, cut. Let's put this on the top. Let's put this there. All right, and let's re-unfold this. And I think that's good. There's a little overlap right there, so I may have to make some other decisions. Generally, it looks okay, but there's just a little bit of overlap. But then let's also re-unfold the top. And that now looks okay. And I think this is a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. Let's turn off the checkers for a second. Let's just maximize this and really sort of analyze. Oh, we missed this, whatever this is. What is that? Let's find out. Oh, it's the other side. Crap. I forgot I had one last side to do. Okay, well, let's blast it out. You know, might as well. I got the time, and I might as well sort of get you through the entire process. Let's see. Let's cut here. Let's cut here. Oops. Let's just do all the cuts. Cut. I know I'm gonna cut all of those spots right here. So I'm just gonna go all the way down and cut all those bits. Okay, that's good. Now all I gotta do is just decide where to move and sew each piece. So let's get this part here. Yeah. No, let's do it here. Let's do the underside. I forgot what I did before, and it doesn't really matter because as long as I get it done. Okay, so the underside there goes here. That means that the top bit here, I'm moving so there. And then means I'll probably do the underside here again. Which means I'll probably do the top bit here again. Which means I'll probably do the underside here again. And I think that covers it. Now I just gotta re-unfold everything. In fact, you know what? Let me just see if I can re-unfold everything all at once. Boop. Yeah. Alright, let's check the checkers all the way around. Alright. And you know what we're gonna do, just for fun. I know the assignment says you don't have to do this, but yeah, might as well. It's pretty easy. If you just do this, grab everything. Grab the whole thing, everything in here, and do shift right click, layout UV, options, and I like to switch to legacy again sometimes. Maybe this one's fine, but this one in particular I use prescale world, hit apply, and bam, check it out. It puts everything in the 0 to 1 space for you. Not perfectly, but the one thing it does do, the reason I use this is right here, prescale. All of my checkers now are identical in size. I don't have to try to worry about, scaling them and being careful with them. It just works. And it's just everything is exactly the textile space, right? That's a good industry term you need to know. The textile space is now perfect, and I have no issues, no worries. And it even tried to lay it out for me. I don't necessarily think I'll keep this layout. It's not exactly ideal, but whatever. I can, now if I want to, I can go in and sort of try to shuffle it around a bit. I can maybe scale everything up a little bit, and then start go ahead. Let me turn off the checkers. And now all I can do is just go into shell mode. You can just go into shell mode and start selecting the shells and sort of seeing how efficient I can create a layout. And sometimes Maya does a decent job of giving you an okay layout. Other times you're like, meh, I can do better. Because you again, it's all about fitting these things into the 0 to 1 space as efficiently and effectively as possible. So I'm just gonna try to line these all up just nicely, and you do want to make sure you have some padding. You want to make sure that you don't have things butted right up against each other, because that's not good. But there's a lot of little things you could do to sort of line these up just right. You know what? Let's try this again. I'm curious. Align? No. Straighten. Where'd it go? It's in a different spot because I'm in shell mode. I don't know. Orient shells? No. Randomize. Okay, anyways. I'm not going to worry about it. Align? No. Flip. Okay. But yeah, so I just, I could just eyeball it and it'd be fine. Okay. Getting there. So again, it doesn't matter. It's not crucial that you do this, because apparently it's not part of the assignment anyways, which I think is kind of ridiculous, because this is just part of it. But whatever. I guess that's going to be something you do next week. So you guys probably get the idea. This is just a jigsaw puzzle at this point. Just using the shell mode and just sort of placing the shells as nicely as I can. So I don't know what he's gonna say next week. I'm sort of going along in this class with you guys. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's gonna happen with that. What his ideas are for these things. So I will know when you know. And I will go through and make my video like I usually do and explain what he said and explain what I think about what he said. Okay. This is feeling pretty good. And I'm still I've still got a decent amount of space here too. Because again, this 0 to 1, right? There's the 1. So I've still got a decent amount of space here too. I could actually add more stuff. Like if I wanted to model more things. I have room for more stuff if I wanted to model extra bits and then lay them into the UV space as well. That's a pretty good layout. The other option is I could try to scale everything up. Even if I scale everything up, gives you more texture resolution, right? So anyways, this is good to go. It's laid out, it's UV'd. Again, the checkers, nice and clean all over the place. They're all consistent in resolution. You could paint this. You could export this to Photoshop and you could paint it. Or Substance Painter, which I just made a tutorial for, by the way. If you want to use Substance Painter to paint, way more fun than Photoshop for painting textures. Just saying. Okay, that's about it. I hope that helps. I didn't stumble across any modeling errors. If there were modeling errors, then this would not have worked. If you are trying to UV map something that you made, if you have modeling errors like faces within faces, or any kind of like random modeling errors like that, it's gonna make this really freaking impossible. It's gonna be a nightmare, and you're not gonna know why. You're like, I don't understand. It's not working. I don't know why it's not working. It's because Maya freaks the hell out because there's faces that are infinitely small, and it doesn't know what the hell to do with it. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, I made this in response to a student, but at the same time, this is for everybody because now you have one more video to watch, if and hopefully my methods make sense to you and you could sort of understand what to do with it. If you have any questions about anything I did, please comment and ask questions, so that I can sort of respond, and it'll help me make my videos better, so that I know what you're doing or what you don't know about what you should be doing, and et cetera, et cetera. You guys get the idea. But yeah, and so do this. This took me less than one beer to do. I'm not really sure what that time is. I do drink slowly, so my one beer is different than your one beer probably. Okay, good to go. I'm just gonna go ahead and stop this video and see if you guys have any questions and comments. Yeah, good luck. Have fun.